Hi everyone, happy Monday. I hope you guys all had a great weekend. Today I want to talk about, I have 5 strategies that you can use to help get through the holidays with strong mental health and strong physical health. So whether we like it or not, holidays are upon us, right? The stores are full with decorations. I know I've already started decorating just because it's been a rough year. It makes me happy, so I'm going to decorate early this year. So I thought, this is a good time to give some 5 tips to help you get through the holiday season. I know it can be a difficult one for many of us who live with depression, who live with anxiety, who live with other mental illnesses. So I've developed or have recognized the 5 things that really help me manage my emotions through the holidays. So I wanted to share them with each of you guys today, so you can incorporate all of them, or what works for you, or get some ideas and come up with your own plan to get through the next 2 months of holiday celebrations, which I think sometimes for a lot of us, it can be very overwhelming. It can be very busy. It leaves little time for ourselves, or maybe we're missing family and friends, and that can trigger our depression. Or maybe just realizing, maybe it brings back emotions from your childhood. Maybe you didn't have good Christmases. Whatever it is, or good Hanukkahs, or good holiday seasons, whatever it is for you, this time of year can be difficult for those of us who live with mental illness every day. So 5 simple tips that I use. I use these most days, but I really hone in on these during the holidays for November and December and into the beginning of January. So it's that time of year. We just changed the clocks in most states here in the United States. So it's getting darker earlier. It's getting colder even here in Orlando. On Saturday morning, it was super cold. Well, super cold for us, right? It was raining, it was windy, and the temperature was only 50, but it felt about 40, which doesn't sound too cold if you live somewhere that it gets super cold. But when you live in Florida, you don't really have all the big winter coats or hats and gloves and all that. So it was pretty brutal. So, the temperatures are getting colder, the days are getting shorter, and the hustle and bustle of the holidays are coming. So what do you need to do to really hone in and help keep your mental health strong? So my 5 tips are, tip number 1 is to eat healthy and drink lots of water, right? We're rushing around with the holidays, rushing around shopping, rushing around getting food for whatever celebration you're going to engage in, and we don't always stop to think about what we're putting in our mouths. So I always have a water bottle with me. So grab a water bottle, make sure you take one with you at all times, and get some healthy snacks. I like to use some dried fruit, or if you want something salty, some nuts or pretzels, something like that. And just keep it in your car so you don't end up going through a drive-through or grabbing something quick at the mall that maybe isn't as healthy. Just always be prepared to have those healthy food items. So I'm going to talk more about each of these tips over the next 5 weeks. I'm going to do a video on each one. So just stay tuned each week, come back, and I'm going to go more in depth into each of them. All right, so that's just some little tips for eating healthy and drinking enough water. Step 2 is stick to a daily routine. And now you can change your daily routine each day, but I like to have a specific routine I do each morning, and when I stick to that, it helps. Or if your day, sometimes my days are just all over the place, so I just make a routine for that day. So plan ahead, be prepared, and stick to a routine. That will help you, because a lot of times when we have unpredictable things happen in our life, it helps to have some of the basics going on a routine. So we feel like, even though we sometimes feel like the world's out of control or our emotions out of control, we know, okay, well, I'm doing this at 10 o'clock, or I'm doing this at 3 o'clock. It helps to have some sort of schedule. Practice daily gratitude. So I preach practicing daily gratitude all year, but I think it's especially needed during this time, because we get busier and we forget to stop and think of all the things we have and all the things we're grateful for. So sit down every day and make it a point to write your 5 things you're grateful for each day. You can do it in the morning, you can do it at night, afternoon, whatever works for you. But stop and think about what you're grateful for each day. Exercise each day, or at least get some fresh air. And I don't mean you have to do like a whole 2-hour workout at the gym. 15-20 minute walk, step outside on your porch for a few minutes to feel the fresh air. Just do some kind of movement each day. And the final one is, one of my favorites is practicing your feeling check-in. If you haven't started this practice yet, I highly, highly, highly recommend you start it. All you do is throughout the day, I try to do it every hour. I highly recommend doing it at least every hour. Is you just stop and see how you're feeling at that moment. And if you need to do anything to adjust or to tweak what you're doing to make you feel better, just recenter yourself. Then you stay ahead of those big emotions that can lead you down the path of more depression or more anxiety, or lead you down that path to get off feeling good, healthy, and mentally strong and physically strong. So all these tips go for both our physical health and our mental health, which in my opinion is the same thing. Not sure why we separate them, right? The brain is an organ. It controls all our other organs. So I'm not sure why we separate the two, but I still say it both ways so people understand, until we make that switch, realizing that it's all one big health system of our body, that we need to really make sure we are healthy from the top of our head to the tip of our toes, right? And these are 5 strategies that I use, and I encourage you to start using throughout the next 2 months through the holidays to help maintain a positive mental health, a good mental health, and feeling strong mentally and physically. We want to keep healthy. We don't want to get the flu. We don't want to get COVID. We don't want to get a cold. Nobody wants to be sick during the holidays. And the healthier you keep your mind and body, the better those chances will that you will stay healthy through the holidays. So I always tell people to never give up and just keep pushing through, because you're always going to get to that brighter side. And I wanted to share that last Monday, may have been one of the worst days I've had in years, if not decades, or if ever. It was just bad news after bad news after bad news after bad news. It was just kept piling on. And then Tuesday, a little bit more came on. By Wednesday, I was barely functioning and just like getting through the day. Thursday, I called out of work. I just couldn't deal with going in and dealing with people in their holiday rush. By Friday, things were looking up. My one son had a makeup graduation. Then Saturday, my other son and his team qualified to go to state for cross country. A few other great things happened. I saw a college friend Thursday afternoon, and of course that always helps. Was able to connect with 2 of them who were here in town. You just have to keep pushing forward, because when it feels like the world's falling apart around you, and maybe it is, it's not going to be the end of it, right? Eventually, you're going to have an upswing. Eventually, things are going to start looking brighter. Eventually, you're going to keep getting to where you need to be. So whatever you do, and things are looking really bad, things are really tough, get back to your roots of what works for you. That's why it's great to have a plan. Know the strategies you need. Know what works for you. Know who works for you. Know who's there, who you can connect with. And just keep doing those. And it's a slow process, but eventually you're going to start feeling stronger, and eventually things will start turning around, okay? So that's just one little tip and word of encouragement I want to leave you today. If things are looking really bad for you right now, if you're really down, if you're really depressed, it's not going to stay that way. Do what you need to do to work your way through it. Eat healthy, get some exercise, get out there, get to some friends, watch a funny show, do the things you know that helps lift your mood, and you're going to get to the other side of this time of darkness to where it's brighter, okay? So next week I'm going to go more into strategy 1, which is eating healthy. I'm going to share some of the foods that I eat that really help my way of eating, that has helped change my mental health for a positive way, and just some more tips on how to do that through the holidays, and still enjoy the fun holiday foods that are coming our way. So Have a great week, and I will see you next week. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I will see you next Monday. Bye.